The prayers of the righteous availeth much. Written and read by Brother Jerry Valenti. Jesus is about ready to send out his 12 apostles on their mission to preach the gospel and heal the sick. He has told them to seek out people who will permit them to stay in their homes, pointing out that he that receiveth you, receiveth me. Matthew 10:40. If nobody's willing to house them, the apostles are to shake the dust of that city off their feet. However, for the households that do receive them, a special blessing from God will be given. He that receiveth a prophet in the name of a prophet shall receive a prophet's reward, and he that receiveth a righteous man in the name of a righteous man shall receive a righteous man's reward. Matthew 10:41. What kind of reward is Jesus talking about that these households will receive? What is a prophet's reward or a righteous man's reward? To understand the type of reward these households will receive, think about what it will be like to have the apostles of Jesus staying at their home. Any sickness will be cast out. The family won't have to worry about lacking for food. The home will be protected against intruders. You see, the reward is actually God's blessing upon the apostles that is then shared with the people in the house where they're staying. By opening their home, the family also receives the righteous man's reward. For a scriptural illustration of this concept, read 1 Kings chapter 17, where a woman and her son allow the prophet Elijah to stay with them during a famine. They even share their last meal with him. But it's not their last meal, as God miraculously replenishes the barrel of meal every day for the duration of the famine. God performs this miracle to sustain Elijah, but the family benefits because he's staying with them. The family received a prophet's reward. The effectual fervent prayer of a righteous man availeth much. James 5:16. When you consider the above verse, you can understand how the concept of the righteous man's reward can work today. When you, as a righteous servant of the Lord, pray for something, even if just for yourself, others who are in close proximity to you can also benefit when God answers your prayer. For example, if you pray for God to protect your home, your entire family is also protected. If you pray for the safety of the schools where your children attend, all of the children who attend those schools are kept safe. If you're traveling by airplane and pray for a safe flight, everyone riding on that plane gets God's protection. Your prayers make a great difference. If everybody riding on the airplane with you knew the truth, they would be thrilled to have you on board. I have a favorite story I like to tell that illustrates this concept. A few years ago, we had a severe power outage at our home. It was 11 o'clock at night, the power had been out for 29 hours, and the electric company was projecting that it wouldn't return until 6 o'clock p.m. the next day, 19 more hours. And, just to complicate matters, it was pouring rain outside, so the sump pump in my basement, which runs on electricity, was not able to do its job of preventing flooding in the basement. So there I was, at 11 o'clock at night, in the basement, manually bailing out the pit that the sump pump typically empties. Unfortunately, I was losing the battle. As quickly as I could fill a bucket with water from the pit, an equal amount of water flowed into the pit. Was I really going to have to bail water for the entire night? As I realized how helpless I was at this moment, I looked to the Lord for his assistance. Immediately, I heard a whirring sound, the sump pump came to life, and quickly sucked all the water out of the pit, and all the lights came on throughout the house. Praise God. I was so excited by this answered prayer that I went upstairs and out the front door and looked up and down my street. Sure enough, every house on my street had lights. I proceeded to make an announcement to my neighborhood. You should all be thankful that a servant of God lives on your street. You all got your power back 19 hours early. Okay, so nobody was outside at that time of night to hear my announcement, but it felt good to acknowledge that many people were blessed by this answered prayer. So, don't underestimate the value of your prayers. Understand that the people around you are blessed to be near you. Not because of you personally, let's not be prideful about it, but because of the Spirit and power of God that you carry with you. Don't hold back on your prayers. You can pray for anything. As a righteous person, your prayers can make great things happen for many people. The prayers of the righteous availeth much.